Psalms chapter 12 and 6. The words of the Lord are pure words, as silver tried in a furnace of earth, purified 7 times. Giving all the praises to Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yehoshai Ba'Hashem, Charaka, Kodash. Double honors to our elders and our apostles of Great Millstone, and a salute to the sincere elect out there. Yeah, so I just was listening to one of the elder apostles, Gabar, his recent live last night, and a scripture that I'm gonna polish this one up, polish the dust off of it. Something to home in on, right? He did bring it out, but I said, yeah, let me go in a little bit on this, because there's something that sticks out here. The words of the Lord are pure words, pure. Yes, so what is pure nowadays? What is pure? You want pure gold? No, you can't get that. The gold of Ophir, can't get that. Maybe elites, maybe the elites, maybe they've got that somewhere, stocked in the vaults, right? 24 karat gold. I believe that's as close as you might get to that gold, that pure gold. 24. You got 9 karat. That's everywhere. So it's not precious as obviously as the pure. 18. You got 22, but you got the purest, which is the gold of Ophir. So what's pure, man? Can you get pure gemstones today? Not that I know of. Nothing's pure. Oh, and a brother was touching on the World Cup. Something that's a bit more relevant. I can relate to that right now, because that's it's everywhere, all up in your face. World Cup racism scandal. Increases in racism during World Cup reflects growing pattern of abuse. This guy keeps on coming up. Kylian, I believe his name is Kylian Mbappe, right? And I'm gonna get into that in a future video, but I relate to it, and maybe you can a bit when you think about nothing's pure, everything's corrupt. FIFA's coming up. There's a lot of scandals coming out about FIFA, right? World Cup racism scandals escalates as FIFA and United Nations release Kylian Mbappe's statement, right? So like I say, it's something that's very relevant. Everybody, well, brothers are into it, but it's everywhere. It's in the world. You got some brothers that are into it, some brothers ain't into it. But as one of the elders was breaking down about the racism concerning this dude there, Kylian Mbappe, the French football striker, and the scandal that's taking place right now. Like I say, we we get into stuff, and the more you dig into it, which I don't care to really. I don't care. I don't really care. But the more you dig deeper, you find out is corrupt. Football is corrupt, right? All sports there's some kind of corruption. Scandals are coming out about games being fixed, which I don't give a monkeys anyway, but just makes the point for me, right? If games are fixed, then what's pure? Games you'd be, football, yeah, we've got an outlet, we can watch football and we can cheer for that team. And some, Brazil's out, and what the brother did say as well, there's 3 nations that didn't vote for racism or against slavery. 3 nations was, I believe it was Israel, America, and Argentina, if I'm correct on that. But they didn't, in the US nations referendum, they didn't vote that slavery was one of the biggest crimes against humanity. So obviously, if Argentina, you can vote, you can play, it's a game, it's just a game, but there's a whole heap of politics in it the more you get involved. And I don't care who wins now. Now I found out certain things a bit more, what's going on. I really don't give them flying monkeys who wins, because it's corrupt. But it's just a game at the end of the day. People take it. And another thing that it's done is it's put racism in the forefront. People are very, very hyped on it. There's a sensitivity you can cut with a knife. Especially when a particular team is playing, which I don't, like I say, I don't give a monkeys about none of them. Especially when a particular team is playing, you walk past a pub, you hear all that noise, and it's you know, I used to live near a particular football team, and fights be breaking out every week. Every Saturday, fights be breaking out. They had to board up the they had to board up the road, board it up. I believe I'll say what it was Tottenham. They had to board up all the whole of the street when Tottenham was playing. They had to board up the whole of all the football hooliganism. So it's tribalism. But anyway, right? So let's read again. Go back to it. Psalms 12:1. From the top, it says, the chief musician spawned a psalm of David. Help, Lord, for the godly man ceaseth. Right? For the faithful fell from among the children of men. Who are the faithful? The Most High's elect. Right? Yahshua Allah, but you got the elect among Yahshua Allah. Israel, or his people. Yeah? Which is Israel is a people before it's a place. So his people, right? They're the faithful, the elect of those people. They speak vanity, everyone with his neighbor, with flattering lips and with a double heart do they speak. Double heart, they lie. They lie. And there's a scripture that comes to mind. One of my favorites, it's First Ezra 3. Man is wicked, the king is wicked, wine is wicked, woman is wicked, yeah, but truth beareth all things. And there's only one thing that's pure, and that's what we're talking about right now. So when you do a video, right, in sincerity, with a sincerity of heart, and you get into whatever you're getting into in it, and you're dealing with the word of the Lord, you're really dealing with, there's only one thing on this planet right now that is pure. You can't get no pure water, right? Maybe the elite can get something as close to it. The elite, the shadow governments, them, you know who they are. The Gattis, the Rothschild and all of them who control things. They can get as close as possible. Pure food, somewhat, so-called organic. So that's defiled. Water is defiled. The air is defiled. Woman, a lot of them is hoes, right? Scriptures talk about the virtuous woman, who can find her. So most of them is defiled and tainted. Very, very rare if you do. And if you do, that's a blessing of the Lord. But everything is tainted. Reading on. They speak vanity, everyone with his neighbor, with flattering lips and with a double heart do they speak. The Lord shall cut off all flattering lips, and the tongue that speaketh proud things, who have said with our tongue, we will prevail our lips, are our own, who is Lord over us. Right? Sticking their two fingers in so many words, that's what they're doing. This world is sticking their two fingers up, right? Because all the organizations are corrupt. There's only one, right? And which is the truth, right? Which is the Lord, the pure word, as we're focusing on now, homing in on now. Who have said with our tongue, will we prevail? Yeah, we will prevail, right? This is in way of mocking the Lord. Our lips are our own. Who is Lord over us? We can say what we want, do what we want. That's the general attitude of these people today. They go against the truth. They go against the men of the Lord, right? The faithful fell, it's saying, from among the children of men. Yeah, we're just like we're little worms crying out for justice. Little worms, What do they do with worms now? When people see worms, they step on them. That's how they feel about us, right? It's a little noise that they're crying out. That ain't nothing. That needs to be silenced. That's how they feel, right? The general people of this world, corrupt people, right? Who have said with our tongue, who will prevail? Our lips are our own. Who is ruled over us? They don't want to be ruled over. What the scriptures say? Who don't want to be ruled? Right? Yahushua said that. I believe it's Luke, might be 27:19 or 9:27. Who doesn't want to serve me? Bring him here. bring him here before me and delete and deal with him. Delete him. Right? And that's going to be what's going to happen when Yahushua return. Lasers everywhere. Lasers, you're going to step on them, trample upon them like grapes, crushed grapes. Going to be sprinkled, metaphorically, going to be sprinkled on his garment. For the oppression of the poor, for the sign of the needy, now I will arise, saith the Lord. In capitals, that's Yahweh. I will set him in safety from him that puffeth at him. Right, that's the arrogancy of the proud, the haughty. Right, and Yahushua is on his way. He's returning. The video I did earlier on in the week. Yahushua going to come and he's going to devour them up. Right, just like Galactic. The movie Galactia, the Marvel God, the Marvel is a demigod, Galactia, because he's not a superhero. And then you got his superhero, or his Harold, Silver Surfer, coming to devour this kingdom, which you go and which, you know, spiritually speaking, that's exactly what Yahushua going to do when they come to this planet. They're going to devour it and rescue his elect, the faithful, and destroy the proud and the arrogant, who puffeth, as it says there, he be puffing, right? For the oppression of the poor, for the sign of the needy, now I will arise, saith the Lord, and I will set him in a safe from him that puffeth at him. I will set him in safety from him that puffeth at him. That's how they feel about the poor. They puff at them. Nah, I must get into that. I must get into that word there. Just one word. Like I say, be a quick video, Lord, really straightforward and to the point. Just to make the point that there's nothing pure nowadays. Nothing's pure. Everything's corrupt. People are corrupt. Wine is wicked. Right? The king is wicked. Woman is wicked. There's only one thing pure. If we're getting into that now. So, puffeth. Yep. So, H63 115. Right? Blow. Who do you think you are? And it just blow you away. To cause a exhale or breathe. Yeah, that's how we are to them. They're just, we're just nice to them. You ask for justice in court, you're just noise that needs to be silenced, right? In the injustice system. Breathe out, utter, blow. Right? So they be puffing. Right? That's how they feel about us, right? They oppress us. The men of the Lord who cry out for justice, they just be puffing at you, man. Anyway, that's the point. That's the point. The words of the Lord are pure words, as silver tried in a furnace of earth, purified 7 times. 7 times, 7 is for completion. So the one word here is we want pure. H2889, pure. Nothing's pure. Clean. Right? Ceremonially clean. Physically clean, morally, ethically. That's it. Everything is tainted, everything's corrupt. You want to sit down and watch some football? Don't dig too deep, because you might be disappointed. the team you're supporting, right, might have been a fix. I'm not saying it is, I'm just saying if you dig too deep, you might find out certain things you don't really want to know. But you need to know, but you don't kind of want to know. You don't want to find that out, but you then again, mankind is of the Lord. You got to know. Pure in a physical, chemical, ceremonially, morally clean, pure. And it's not as if you're a spiritual man examines all things anyway. Right? A spiritual man examines all things, and he himself is not examined by nobody, as the scriptures say. So the words of the Lord there's nothing pure, man. But we make do of what we can. Like I say, we make do of what we can. What's corrupt, what is in the dark shall be brought out in the light, as we don't know anyway. So the words of the Lord are pure words, right? As silver tried in a furnace of earth, purified 7 times. Thou shalt keep them, O Lord, thou shalt preserve them from this generation forever. right? Talking about his elect. Who gonna be the last men standing? Right, the 144,000, Yahweh Yahushai, the 12, King David, right, led by King David, led by Yahushai, and on top of that, Yahweh, right, the only one standing for righteousness. It shall be the last one standing. But yes, all these others gonna be back. Yeah, they will be in slavery. They will be in the kingdom. They're in so what they Christians call heaven, but serving out their sentence. And even the two-thirds gonna come back as well with their heads down. But it's nothing pure. And yes, they have to be refined. That's really the point. To be made pure, it needs to be refined, like we all do. Right? The wicked walk on every side when the vilest men are exalted. Right? Corruption, everything is corrupt. But there's only one thing pure, and that is comes from above. What are y'all about Shimashai? We on to the next. The words of the Lord are pure words.